Hi, my name is Siddharth Choudhary. I'm a visual artist. I'm a student at Hong Kong Baptist University. I did this intervention in Mumbai in the local train starting from Virar to Churchgate. Longest commute that one undertakes every day. Not very pleasant. So I thought I should do something to make it a little more enjoyable. I decided to distribute these pieces of candies to strangers. I approached strangers with this and I got diverse reactions. So I made friends. Somebody said, I don't trust you. Really interesting reactions. I look forward to doing it again.
So I'm Kyungwoo Chun from Korea. So my work, Happy Journey, is thought for the people who are traveling and working in the CST station in Mumbai. And I wanted to invite people to participate with bringing one of their personal objects they want to give away or throw away. Maybe which one of their part of their personal life, and ask them to write their name and the place where they live, actually where the objects are from, and the distance from the CST station. And all the collected objects collected and installed on the table, which I made based on the shape of platform from the top of CST station, and then to bring all the same level on the top. And also I made a kind of shape of table at the same time bench where they can sit all around the table. And in this way, I believe people can see little piece of other people who are every day passing at the same station. Every day about 4 million people are crossing but don't know each other, and showing little piece of other people's life each other.
My name is Krupa Desai and I have been a part of this initiative called Meter Down, where we try to engage with the auto drivers in the city. We invited them to share their experiences of driving in the city and then further asked them to invite their passengers every morning for a week to come and share their experiences of auto travel in the city. So the idea was largely to ask people to take time and think about how the city is developing around them and the kind of relationships that they share with the people they travel with, people who drive them, people who are around them, and the city and the space that is evolving around them.
So hi, my name is Soazic Guezennec. I'm a French artist. I've been living in Mumbai for 5 years. This work is called The Settlements. It's a performance installation which I've created for the first time in an art residency. It's a hand cart which people use all the time here to sell all kind of things. I've filled the hand cart with pieces of marble which I have found in a marble carver. And I've painted the marble according to the colors of architecture with same colors and geometrical patterns. And I just leave the piles of marble on the handcart, go in the city and invite people to interact, to play. It's a very playful installation, so people just stop and build whatever they want. They dream house, they castle, I have a lot of temples. Eventually the constructions always collapse because people always want to go very high. So once it's collapsed, I move somewhere else and I start again. And some people are actually following me to start again with me. So the idea is to illustrate the difficulties of habitat people are facing here in cities like Mumbai or in India in general, where they move somewhere, build something, a community, which for one reason or another will collapse. Then they move in another place, build again, and so on and so on. It's a bit the myth of Sisyph, where you always start again and again and again.
I'm Nobina Gupta from Calcutta and I'm presenting Impressions of Mindscape for Encounters 2015. Basically the process started that we laid canvases with ink pads in front of local trains, and when the commuters were coming down, we started from 7 to 12. Within this time frame, they were coming down, they were stepping on the ink pads and walking through, and we were taking impressions. So this project actually examines the mindset that people have, the psychological state that they are in when they are traveling within the train, oscillating between destination and arrival, and then when they step on the canvases, the kind of state of mind that they have. So it examines the liminal space and time and creates a relational intervention. And after these canvases, I've added in text, which were actually references for people to reflect within themselves, to get empowered. And a project like this actually encourages them to reflect on their sense of responsibility and their state of belonging. So this is basically to make them reflect on their lives, on the impressions they're leaving behind on the larger scale of this world and environment.
Hi, I'm Tushar Joag, and this project of mine was about working with kids from the age of 12 years old to about 22 years old. The idea of the workshop was to make scrapbooks basically, and I had actually asked them to respond to the city that they live in. So they kind of have cut pasted things, they've drawn things, they've written out things and made these scrapbooks. From some of the scrapbooks, one has taken out a few pages and kind of framed them. The idea now is to actually lose these objects and the books on the railway trains. They will of course have a contact number behind them. People will of course find them. They will hopefully leaf through them and see what's been written, what's been expressed by these young kids. They'll hopefully pass it around in the train so more people will kind of read it, and then they might or might not return the books and the objects because there'll be a number behind them. So I mean, if they feel like, they might even call back and kind of return the objects, after which they will be brought back and displayed at the Victoria Terminus.
When I watched this video, I quite honestly was quite confused. I didn't know what was happening. All I knew was that this person was at the optometrist. I kind of got that the words weren't completely arbitrary. I mean, the letters weren't. But quite honestly, I only understood that it was the Constitution when the artist, or the person here, mentioned that. I think I like the idea of myopia getting in the way of us seeing things. Literally it affects me, but I guess I understand how figuratively we should want to see, try to see and work beyond our myopia.
I'm Rajeev Thakkar. I'm the curator for Studio X, and our project was called Spread the Word. What we did was we created a series of questions and answers that deal with Mumbai's issues related to Mumbai's urban development. And we decided to do a series of artworks that could be printed on media in a way. For us, t-shirts became a very interesting way of putting these questions out into the public and also engaging participants, practitioners, spectators, consumers, the general society. And we chose to do a kind of collaboration with an NGO called Reality Gives. The kids from there took the questions and the t-shirts and they prepared skits that were done at the Kallat Arts Festival. And they talked about issues on water consumption, waste, open space, Mumbai's transportation issues and problems, and created awareness through that. So Spread the Word was really a project on how to not create a traditional art project, but to use kind of more social awareness and to allow those to kind of become questions which could just permeate and become part of, our everyday issues and concerns on the city.
This is Himanshu and I'm part of Bombay Underground. We did a project called Poster Girls. It was part of a larger series of things that we're doing with women and kids in the city using public spaces and responses and participation. This one invited women to share stories about or tiny things about what they've been facing when they've been using public transport or when they've taken public transport or spaces that are around these like railway stations or bus stops and things like that. And so the postcards here you see have those inserts from those interviews or those tiny bit of talking. And we also went around, or we actually on with this thing of putting up posters around in the city, which might just trigger off some more people, some more women to start sharing and putting out their stories in a more opened up manner. Because we always are excited when a larger, a messier thing happens like a rape or something, but then there's everyday shit happening. So, and it's scary. So, and it's too much of mental torture, which doesn't kind of come out so easily and people don't want to talk about it. So it's like a simpler way to start that kind of a discourse or an interaction started, and maybe other things will come up. Also for us, this is part of a larger plan. So there's more things coming up in as you see it.
Hema Upadhyay. I'm a visual artist based in Mumbai. My works deal a lot with the city I live in or the city I encounter around me. This particular work was a conscious choice by ArtOxygen to show at the public site here because they felt the kind of crowd which comes in and out of the station every day would react to image making in a very different way. My work kind of very specifically deals with the landscape of Mumbai, the urban landscape. I guess it did happen that people were kind of passing by the work, probably questioning why and what it was on the floor. I guess they probably went back with their own experiences of seeing an image like this, which they would have seen in their daily life or maybe not, or they would have just passed this landscape. The image of the work probably stays with them and becomes their own journey about the city or their own life or the environment they come from.